Now, let us come to the virus. So, rabies virus is a prototype member of the genus Lyssa virus. So, how significant is this? These Lyssa viruses are adapted to replicate inside your CNS, inside the mammalian CNS, okay, inside a brain tissue. These viruses can live, replicate and cause infection, okay. So, now coming to how it spreads, okay. So, this picture tells that one zoonotic vector can get infected from the other vector, okay. So, ultimately the salivary gland of that particular animal is responsible for everything, because the viral infection resides in the salivary gland of the biting animal, okay. So, this is the reason for the infectivity of that particular animal. So, once a dog or the other vector bites a human being, the saliva containing virus is injected into the muscle and the subcutaneous tissue of the humans, okay. So, once the dog bites a human, the virus remains close to the site almost for the entire incubation period, okay. So, now rabies in your nerves. So, for the entire incubation period, it is almost at that particular site, and then it get attached to your nicotinic acetylcholine receptors in the muscle. That's at the postsynaptic membrane of the NMJ junction, okay. So, after the postsynaptic junction, it jumps to the motor end plate, then ascends and replicates along the peripheral nerve neoplasm. We all know that, right? So, this is a nerve, okay, like this is a presynaptic, okay. This is a motor end plate, and there will be the postsynaptic. Initially, it occurs the postsynaptic area, then jumps to the motor end plate, then again spreads through the other peripheral nerves. It ascends along the peripheral nerves axoplasm, okay. So, after going through the peripheral axoplasm, where does it go to? After this, all these nerves end up into the dorsal root ganglia. So, nerves, once the virus gets inside the patient's body, slowly it ascends up from the peripheral nervous system towards the dorsal root ganglia and then to the spinal cord, and the rabies virus enters the patient's CNS. Okay, that's how the patient gets a rabies. Following the CNS replication in the grey matter, once it has reached the central nervous system, again this virus spreads down to all the peripheral nervous system, to almost every organ in the body. Okay, so this is how the deadly rabies virus enters into the human being, into the brain. It just replicates inside the brain and just moves towards the other periphery nervous system. Now, in histopathologically, rabies is basically encephalitis. Okay, so once you look at the brain tissue or the brain parenchyma, there will be infiltration of lymphocytes, polymononuclear leukocytes and plasma cells, focal hemorrhages, demyelination in the grey matter of the CNS, basal ganglia, spinal cord, every other part of the CNS is being affected. To be very specific, it is called as a Negri bodies. So, this is where the CNS viral replication occurs. So, these Negri bodies are eosinophilic intracellular lesions in the cerebral neurons. Okay, these are highly specific for rabies. If you see a Negri body, it is rabies. But this Negri bodies are present in only 75% cases of confirmed rabies. Okay, so 25% cases we were not able to document a Negri bodies. Okay, so I'm trying to tell you that absence of Negri bodies does not exclude the diagnosis of rabies. Okay, if it is present, it's 100% specific, but if it's absent, you need to understand that 25% of even confirmed rabies patients, there was no Negri bodies in the brain. So, these are the Negri bodies. Okay, you're able to see that, right? Fine. You need to also understand that most of the cases you see, they will not give you a classical animal bite history. Okay, so in that case, you need to ask them whether they went for trekking inside a cave where there are a lot of bats. Okay, so when you cave inside, when there is a lot of bats, those secretions can fall on you. Okay, you may inspire you, it can come in contact with your eyes, it can come in contact with the mucous membranes, all this stuff. Okay, so bite of a bat usually escapes notice, and human rabies cases with no known animal exposure are most commonly attributed to bats actually. Okay, so don't miss the bat.